right, it is 9:14. Welcome back. Okay, this is for all of the singles or all of you who know a single who wants to be dating. The pandemic has definitely changed the way we as a society do many things. That does include finding love. Laurie Berzack is the owner of Carolina's Matchmaker and Matchmaker Laurie. Hey, how you doing, Laurie?
Hi, good to be here.
So glad to have you with us. Okay, I have so many questions. First, you say people are still dating. They're even dating in person during the pandemic, but you are recommending that people really truly start with some sort of Zoom call, phone call first. Why do you really want to make sure people are still doing sort of that virtual experience first?
Well, first of all, a lot of people that are online dating have no idea what the person looks like. And unfortunately, catfishing is still a thing. So, a quick Zoom date or a FaceTime date will ensure that you are going to potentially meet the person that you want to be meeting. And you can tell a lot about personality and sense of humor. You can't necessarily tell chemistry, but you can tell if the person's kind, if you like their voice, good eye contact, that type of thing. So, it's a good first step to trying to avoid COVID.
That's the thing I love. You said in your notes, why get COVID from somebody that you're not really sure you want to date anyway?
I mean, it's a thing. You just want to be very, very careful during this time. Be very intentional about your dating.
So where are you recommending people go on dates if they are doing it in person? Because I know you're really conscious of making sure that your clients and the people that you know and match up are safe.
Yeah, so as a professional matchmaker, what I'm telling people to do is go on either a socially distanced walk. I've been sending people to Freedom Park. They're bringing picnics. Sometimes people are eating in outdoor covered patios. That's important in case of inclement weather. Indoor dining, as long as people are adhering, restaurants are adhering to the governor's state laws, obviously. I've eaten in plenty of restaurants and I feel perfectly safe. But it really depends on the comfort level, and that's what you really need to go on. And sometimes what happens, Kristen, is people aren't on the same level in terms of how they're socially distancing, and that can create a lot of anxiety in the beginning of a relationship.
So having those conversations on that first Zoom call is pretty important too. Okay, this is what I really want to dig into. You said that people are changing sort of how picky they are when they are dating nowadays. Talk to me a little bit about that. We're not so concerned about some of the things that we used to be concerned about.
Yeah, and this has come up. I have a singles group. That was my big pivot during the pandemic. Is I started this group called Singles in the Carolinas, and I have over 1,400 members. And that question popped up. And what I have noticed is, even with my matchmaking, with my online dating coaching, is that people are saying things to me now like, well, maybe it's not the women. Maybe it's not as important that he's taller than me, because guess who's not wearing heels during the pandemic? Age has definitely stretched, so people are a little more willing to date their age, date older, date younger, depending on where they are on the spectrum there. Also, I have noticed that race, people are getting to be a little more fluid with their choices with different races, which is phenomenal. It definitely helps me as a matchmaker, let me tell you. And it also creates more opportunities for people. I feel like that has really changed dramatically. And then interestingly, Kristen, the whole idea of kids at home. I used to hear a lot from my clients, oh, I've already raised my kids. I don't think I want to date somebody with young kids. Guess what? That's a built-in community for you when you are self-isolating at home. If there is a family there, it is way more interesting than being by yourself. So I really think that people are starting to let go of some of the superficial aspects and really looking at, what does my life look like now? Like inside the home, and how can I improve it?
That is so interesting, and I think you're absolutely right. That's going to open up the dating pool for so many more people. We are almost out of time, Laurie, but I have to tell everybody at home what you and I were talking about in the commercial break. I said, oh, I love your background. It looks like you didn't work too hard on it, but it also looks good, like you put a little effort in. But that's a conversation that you have with your clients.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm actually doing a virtual cooking class. So and all that information's on my website. Go to click on the webinars and you'll see it. And so think about what your background looks like before you get on my virtual cooking class, because you want to attract people. You need to have the right lighting. You want to make sure you're centered. You want to make sure that you're friendly and approachable and that people can see you.
Well, we just popped up all of your information up on the screen. So if people want to join any of those groups or things that you talked about, they have all of the information to do it. Laurie, this was great. Thanks for chatting with us today. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Kristen.